welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000. It's 2,000 points, and it is the Eldar versus the Astra Militarum fighting across this Imperial terrain here. Pipes and a pumping station here, a large cathedral in the centre of the table, and then tank traps and defences along here. But it'll be in this sector the Eldar will do battle with the forces of the Astra Militarum. Right, so welcome to this 2,000 points game. It's Eldar, and experimenting with them really in this game, trying to find a list that works as I develop the force to see if there's any new units needed to be added or existing units that do well. It's just all a bit of a test run at the moment for them. James is saying he's testing out his Imperial Guard as well with the new rules for the Codex also. So a different list than what's been seen before. Some changes taking place as experiment with different unit options. So Prince Uriel commands the force. It is battle forged. This army, it's a battalion detachment, so 6 command points available. So Prince Uriel, HQ choice. Second HQ is just a regular autarch. It's got Mandy blasters and a fusion blaster as well. Then elites striking scorpions. Ariel Doomhand is in there with his scorpion's claws. There's 10 of them. Then 5 dragons, the Exarch there with 5 pike, and then 4 of them armed with fusion guns. There'll be a wave serpent here with twin bright lance this time around, just to add some heavier firepower to the weapon. Shuriken cannon underneath, upgrade as well. Spirit stones and vectored engines added to this to give it some more protection, to make it a bit more difficult to hit. The ability to repair, well not repair, but to ignore some wounds that come through, just to try and keep this thing alive. 2 Wraith Lords as well, both with 2 flamers, the Ghost Glaive and Bright Lance each as well. Then the Crimson Hunter, just a regular Crimson Hunter with 2 Bright Lancers. Yeah, and then Pulse Laser as well, the standard weapon for that. Also, then across here, the troops, 3 troops, 3 units of Guardians. Quite a fan of them at the moment. They look really nice, trying to bring back an element of the Eldar citizen army that we saw so long ago. So Guardians are in, jet bikes out, and Guardians now taking their place. Their troops here, so 3 of them, 3 units of 10, each with a weapons platform with a Bright Lance. And then finally, a quarter of the points of this army spent on the Wraith Knight. Eldar army wouldn't be the same without it. Sun Cannon and Scatter Shield here. May well change that configuration in the future, but that is the armament for it for now. So that is the force here for the Eldar. It's the usual smaller, more elite kind of size. It's bulked out a little bit here with the Guardians, but when you see the Guard, you'll realise how outnumbered, as usual, the Eldar are. So we'll take a look at what James has next. So 2,000 points of Astra Militarum or Imperial Guard. We were talking about maybe one of the worst factions in 7th edition. Then they improved in 8th, and now with the new rules for the Codex, Guard are definitely up and coming, very strong indeed. Well, yeah, no, they've been going through some rearmament and training. James working on a new list here. It looks meaner. A lot of battlefield experience here, and then now with the new rules as well, the Guard are a force to be reckoned with for sure. But he's going to run through what he's got here in this list.
Right, this is my 2,000 points of Astra Militarum, debuting the new Astra Militarum Codex. Exciting times lie ahead. So, the Warlord is the company commander, and his Warlord trait is Grand Strategist, which is basically I regain command points on a 5+. So, similar to Ultramarines' Warlord trait. Second in command is the Lord Commissar, equipped with a power sword and bolt pistol, and just to let you know, he has got a bolt pistol as well. And then over here, the bulk of the army, I have the 1st platoon per squad is equipped with a sergeant, with las pistol, chainsword, vox caster, and a grenade launcher and an auto cannon with that squad. And then you've got the same here, except it's got a heavy bolter. And then you've got the las cannon here. Exactly the same configuration here. But then you've got a platoon commander who's equipped with a power sword. And then exactly the same as we went through, except he's got a power sword and a plasma pistol. And then for my heavy support choice, I have 3 las cannons in a squad, and then another heavy weapon squad of heavy bolters. These are individual sentinels for my fast attack, equipped with a heavy flamer. And then I have the tank commander. He's equipped with the executioner plasma cannon and the sponson plasmas and hull mounted las cannon. The new rules for plasmas: when overheating, instead of 6 damage and lose the ability to fire plasma, it's just a mortal wound whenever I roll 1s, so I can have a chance to overheat if I want to. And then we've got the Lehman Russ Demolisher, equipped with the hull mounted las cannon and sponson multi-melters. And then we've got a Lehman Russ Eradicator equipped with the Nova cannon. And we have the sponson multi-melters and a hull mounted las cannon. Basically the new rules for Russes is that if I move under half move, they get to fire twice with their main cannon. So instead of D6 shots, it's 2D6 shots as well, plus the orders, which makes them very powerful. And I have my Lord of War choice, super heavy tank, debuting for 8th edition. We have a Shadow Sword. There are improvements to this weapon now. It used to be 2D3 shots, now it's 3D3 shots. And it is the Volcano Cannon, which is strength 16, AP -3, 2D6 damage. Yeah, pretty mean. And then I'll equip it with the sponson twin heavy bolters and las cannons and hull mounted twin heavy bolter. So that is roughly 2,000 points, and it is a brigade detachment as well.
Right, it's 2,000 points of Imperial Guard here. I reckon that is a hard enough army to deal with, and then he's got that as well. Really intimidated by this force here. Even his heavy weapons, he's buried them inside squads.
Intimidated by guard.
Yeah, I know. Well, maybe it's the first. So, but and then I think if I divert my attention to this, I'm going to get shot at by all of that. So, oh dear, nightmare here.
Lots of orders.
Yeah, loads of orders and brimming with confidence. And the Eldar experimenting. It's very risky for them to do that in the sight of all this Imperial Guard firepower. We're going to scenario deployment next. A little bit, yeah, no, intimidated by this Imperial force here, but we'll see. Outnumbered and outgunned, yet the Eldar shall prove victorious once again. Right, so the scenario is secure and control as one objective each. We've gone for spearhead assault as the deployment here. So aggressive deployment here will be from the Eldar. That's what we're hoping. We've chosen this end, we've chosen the map and then chosen this end. Placed our objective just there. So looking for an advance upon the guard quickly to slay them, and then to hold the objective is the plan. And then across here, the deployment zone for the Astra Militarum just there, and you can see that James has placed his objective just there on top of the ruin. Each objective is worth 3 points each, and then there is points available for Slay the Warlord, Line Breaker and First Blood as well. But for sure, the game will pivot on these two objectives. Who can hold theirs, who can take the opponents, we'll have to see. We're going to deployment now. Let each of the armies start deploying units one at a time. Alright, so deployment done here. The Eldar deploying right up against their tip of the spear here, and overlapping slightly into the ruin. So 2 units of Guardians just there, the gun platforms on top, another gun platform just there. So there's the 30 Guardians, Prince Uriel buried in amongst them, they're just behind. 2 Wraith Lords, and then the Wraith Knight just behind them. Wave Serpent just there. Inside there are the Fire Dragons and the Autarch with the fusion gun. And they're right in the corner here. We reckon out of range of most of the Imperial weaponry. What's the range of the Shadow Sword?
120.
Oh, right, no, be in range of that. Is the Crimson Hunter just there. Scorpions, Masters of Stealth, are off the board at the moment, waiting to deploy at turn 1 onwards. Then for the Guard, it's a defence in depth. James going pretty much right up to the tip of the spear there. So blocking units here at the front, Scout Sentinels. acting as sentinels here on the edge of deployment. And then heavy weapons team, it's the heavy bolters ready to fire at anything that dares move through the centre of the cathedral. Guard squads across here spread out with their heavy weapons teams on the ready. Then here 3 Leman Russes parked just here. Shadow Sword dead centre. That's the view that it has across the board. Can't see too many Eldar. Yeah, mostly hidden. It's the central cathedral is an interesting feature here. More guard squads just there. And then Commissar, Lord Commissar.
Yep, Lord Commissar.
Okay, company commander just there. Let's have a look for these platoon commanders. Where are they?
There's a platoon commander here.
There's one.
And there's a platoon commander.
I see him. Okay, just there. And then that guard squad here, and that's a las cannon heavy weapons team in amongst there as well, and a scout sentinel on the extreme right. So a strong deployment from the guard. Just that interesting terrain feature in the middle, just there, but looking strong. I don't know if the Eldar can break through all of this to try and neutralise these. Maybe it'll be their firepower that will be required to do the damage. Scorpions, they're going to have to slink and hide for a while, I think. They don't want to appear yet, but not with all these guns bristling from the guard. But we'll go on to the first turn of the game. You do scout moves now, do you?
Yeah,
oh, right. Okay, well, go ahead and do that. And that's before we roll off for initiative, is that right?
Yeah.
Right, okay, so James is just going to do his scout moves here. Creating a further screen. Now, what a handy tactic. Maybe not so much here against the Eldar, but against armies that deep strike. I'm thinking of armies like Tyranids. You can move your scout sentinels out, denying them the deployment too close to your lines.
Yep.
Clever.
That's what they are. They're good.
No, that's... Well, it's all fluffy here. The rules are directing... We're noticing this for 8th edition and the new codexes. The rules seem to be directing people to help them build fluffier based armies, which is really good. What you're seeing here is... This looks really good here with the scouts moving forward. So great stuff. So now that's all done. On the lookout for scorpions, are you?
Yeah, just
on patrol. Okay. So we'll roll off here to see who goes first. We'll get +1. We finish deploying. First of all, we rolled a 6, so forget it. The Eldar will go first here in this game. They're not going to stand by and let the guards shoot at them. They're going to make the first moves here. It's all a case of trying to manoeuvre to get as many of the Eldar guns to bear as possible on these guard heavier weapons, especially this thing. Cannot ignore the Shadow Sword or there'll be trouble. So we're going to the first turn of the game. Eldar will make the first move. Right, so on Eldar turn 1 here, just deliberating about what to do. Eldar forces here, and there's this big ruin, and then this defence in depth here by the guy. It looks like a tough nut to crack. Also, if the if the Eldar move, a lot of their heavy weapons will be on -1 to hit, so difficult here. It's great getting to go first, but we've got to be careful about unit or target selection here. Can't ignore the Shadow Sword for sure, but there's heavy weapons teams everywhere, and 3 of these tanks here as well. But we'll figure out what to do. The Eldar will hatch a cunning plan here. We'll let them do their move. We'll see what positioning we can do to get as many guns to bear as possible. We've got to take the first strike here on turn 1, or there'll be trouble. Alright, so movement done here for the Eldar. They're packing around Prince Uriel with his ability for reroll 1s. That'll help with the Eldar shooting. So I've not really seen them pack as densely as this before. You can do that now in 8th edition and have to spread out as much as you used to in 7th with the disappearance of template and blast markers or templates here. So just trying to line up as many Bright Lance shots as possible against the Shadow Sword. I think that's the primary target. I think we're also going to try and go after the Las Cannon team. That seems one of the more vulnerable units as well. So Crimson Hunter has moved across and then pivoted to face straight here. Nice view against the Shadow Sword there. It is within 6 of Prince Uriel, who's just tucked here. So they'll get reroll 1s. Guardians, the 2 heavy weapons have remained stationary, the rest have shuffled around. Then a battle focus move, rolled a 6 for another team. They've gone to there, but they've straggled out and kept within range of Prince Uriel as well. The 2 Wraith Lords keeping in range of Prince Uriel, they've moved round to the left. The idea is to try and blindside the guard to keep those Russes out of range and out of action for as long as possible, and then focus on the Shadow Sword, I think, is the best option. 16 inches moved with the Wave Serpent. That has pivoted, and for 8th edition now, the hull of that vehicle can see the Shadow Sword, so the weapons will be able to fire. It's not measured from the barrel of the gun anymore. That's been checked. Wraith Lord has moved and shifted left as well. Disadvantage for the Eldar is a lot of the Bright Lances are heavy, which means it will be -1 to hit. So just try to utilise Prince Uriel there just to gain a little bit more reliability with the shooting. But that's going to cut down the effectiveness here for the Eldar. I'm scared of the next shooting phase. It needs to be good, otherwise there'll be trouble. How many wounds on the Shadow Sword?
26.
26. It's a tough task. I'm glad we took so many Bright Lances, but is it enough is the big question. So maybe questions about deployment as well. Maybe should have gone maybe Dawn of War, set up the army so we wouldn't have to move as much of it. Really, the cathedral here, a big ruin here. It's this club terrain from SSWG they've recently put together. Impressive building that it is. It's a bit of a nightmare for line of sight here. But Eldar have manoeuvred as best as they can. Scorpions remain in the shadows. They're not going to come out yet with all this Imperial Guard firepower available at the moment. So we'll go on to the first turn of the game. There's no psychers for either side. No, okay. So we'll go on to turn 1 shooting for the Eldar next. Yeah, and just to mention the terrain here, the tank traps, this ruined rhino, these ammunition dumps here, it's all new terrain. Cathedral here as well by SSWG. I've set up a Patreon page for them. It's just to support them as they make more terrain that features on the channel here. They don't make any profit out of it, but if you want to leave a donation, then check out that Patreon page. There's links on the regular channel there. And then anything that you give will be greatly appreciated by the club. It helps support the 40K community and helps this great club here at SSWG. You can check out their website as well. It's sswg.co.uk. They're new additions as well. These AdMech terrain here, and painted up 2 of these, painted up by Adam at the club. Very nice job he's done, and they match really well with the terrain. And then we've added new pipes as well. It's a nice variety on this board and this particular game. So we're going to start the Crimson Hunter. It's ballistic skill 2+, but it's moved. It's -1, so it becomes 3+. But it's within range of Prince Uriel, so we'll be on rerolls of 1s. So plus some stratagems on standby as well. So we'll start the Crimson Hunter. If we get a good round from this thing, the Eldar will be happy. So pulse laser first of all. We do get that dreaded 2, in which case we will roll. We'll take the reroll now, so we'll lose a command point. James has removed that. Got some nice turquoisey ones here from James's
All colours.
collection. That's very nice. So this is the reroll. We get a 3, which is what we needed. So 2 hits come through. We are strength 8.
Toughness 8.
You are toughness 8, right? So 4. There's no rerolls here. Come on. Failed. Oh dear. Dear, dear, dear. Right, so 2 bright lances next. There's a 1 which will reroll. We get the hits. 4s to wound here. That toughness 8 really helping out. 5 and 6. Right, -4. No saves.
-4.
-4 straight through. 2d6 damage. Oh, it could have been so much better. 4 wounds.
22.
And 22 wounds remaining. It's a start, but not as much as we'd hoped for. Right, so Guardian Weapons platform. I think James is going to benefit of cover here. He's 50% obscured. So we're checking the rules for terrain. There's different interpretations of it, but we are saying for infantry they have to be wholly within. They get it no matter how much of the model you see. And then for other units, you need to be 50% obscured by it, whether you're in or out of the ruin or not. So I reckon that works okay. So James isn't in the ruin, but he is 50% obscured by it. There's a whole wall there with windows that the Eldar are trying to fire through. So we'll fire this one here. It's 4s to hit because we did move, rerolling 1s. Get the 4. 4s to wound. Pressure dice rolls here. Yes, it does. -4, so you do get a 6+ save. And because of the walls. Oh, it's a cocked dice. 5. Alright, d6 damage here. Come on. 5. Well done, Guardian Defenders. Hurrah for the Eldar citizens. That's all I can say. Good shooting from them. More wounds coming down. James on beyond 17 wounds remaining. Good job, Guardian Defenders. We'll fire another weapons platform. These 2 haven't moved. They'll be on 3s to hit, re-rolling 1s. So we'll fire both. I'm definitely going to fire both at them anyway. So 2... You're joking. 2 2s. Oh, the guard mock at the Eldar. Right, that is it.
Take it.
Oh dear, curse your spear, Prince Uriel, for missing. Right, so yeah, he failed to guide his Guardian Defenders there. So it was hurrah and then 2 boos after that. Right, Wraith Lords I'm not sure I can see, so now we're down to a Wave Serpent which can. Going to have to fire that Shadow Sword. It's got to be taken on. So 2 shots. It's yes, it's twin Bright Lance. 4s to hit, rerolling 1s. 4s to wound. Yes, double 5. 2 6s to save us. There's trouble.
No.
It doesn't. 2d6 damage. Hurrah for the Eldar Citizen Wave Serpent. 7 more wounds. Yes, this is good. This is good. Down to 10 wounds remaining on the Shadow Sword. This is it. This is the strike the Eldar need. Or maybe check James's profile, see what kind of damage is taken. It may be enough just to keep him quiet because of his ballistic skill dropping. We'll check here, we'll check the rules. 10 wounds remain on the Shadow Sword. Serious damage coming through from the Eldar. Alright, so not bad going here. Now Wraith Lord can see the Shadow Sword there. The Sun Cannon could damage it. We need to knock James down to 6 wounds or less. And he'll drop down to an unhealthy bracket there, needing 6s to hit, and he'll virtually knock the Shadow Sword out. To do that, I need to score 4 wounds. Wraith Knight could do it with the Sun Cannon. It's not specifically designed for vehicles, but we'll give it a go here. Alright, so Wraith Knight here. It's an unstoppable Revenant, so there's no minus for its shooting. That's really handy, actually, for that one. Prince Uriel's nearby as well. So 2d6, this is the crucial roll. We need a lot of shots. Hallelujah. 9 shots will be fired here. This should be pretty accurate. So 3s to hit. We'll re-roll those 2. Yes, virtually every shot is hit here. But we're strength 6. James's toughness 8. So it will be 5s to score wounds. 3 of them come through. Can't really ask for much more than that. James will make saves here of AP minus 3, so it's 5 ups here to try and block these from coming through. He blocks 1 of them. The wounds is D3 each. Oh, he's thinking about a reroll here. He's thinking about a reroll. Yeah, he reckons to try and deny the Eldar to knock that bracket down, he's going to re-roll one of these. He's going to try and get a 5+.
5+ to regain.
You got a lot. Oh, right, okay, yeah, got a lot. Warlord trait, okay.
Which I do.
Oh.
So I still maintain my 12 command points.
12 command points.
And the save is not...
No, he doesn't go through. Okay, so this is 2d3 damage. 3. I don't think that's not going to be enough. That knocks you down to 7. That is not... That's 1 point out of knocking you right down to 6 or less. But not bad. Cannot complain really about the Eldar here. It's good shooting, James is saying, yeah. But Fire Magnet is saying the big tank has attracted all of the Eldar attention. And he's still got a whole army, really, that's available here. But... No, Eldar, not too bad, really. Pretty happy with those results. 2 Wraith Lords left to fire with their Bright Lances here. Right, so we've checked the Wraith Lords. They're totally blocked. They're line of sight. They cannot see the Shadow Sword at all, so that's not an option for them. So they're going to fire at the Las Cannon heavy weapons team that is inside the ruin just there on the objective. So forced to hit, re-rolling 1. So I'll fire both. Double 6. 2s to wound. Yes, and that's -4. So that's 2. No, it's d6 damage. So the first heavy weapons team is dead, and the second one is dead as well. So well done to the Wraith Lords, picking off laser cannons. Very, very helpful. If those laser cannons had fired, they could have seriously damaged any of these Eldar targets. So that is the turn finish. There's no charges to take place here. Eldar long-range weaponry, the Bright Lance, has proved very useful here for the Eldar, relying on that heavy firepower, and it has paid off for them here. They've dealt out some hefty damage. There's morale to do here. This guard squad as well, by the way, took 2 casualties. That was the Shuriken Cannon firing through from the Wave Serpent. But we are thankful for the Bright Lance for sure. We've been able to affect the guard here at long range as the Eldar have begun their advance. So turn 1 finished. It's not too bad at all for the Eldar. That's their turn done. They brace themselves now for the return firepower coming from the Astra Militarum. James blindsided to some degree by this large building. His tanks here, that's the view that they have of the Eldar at the moment. So they'll need to manoeuvre themselves, see what they can see. And then the Shadow Sword as well. Well, damaged for sure, but not out of the game yet. We'll go on to the first turn next for the Astra Militarum. Alright, so on Imperial turn 1 here, and morale, just to report, the last laser cannon did die. James used a reroll there, but he rolled a 6 then on the reroll, and the heavy weapons team away from benefits for morale there from the HQs, so he failed and that's gone. So that's all 3 of the laser cannons gone there. Eldar will be glad to see them away. So now James just beginning his move. Oh, he's going into the ruin here. So strategically, the guard objective is there. There's a lot of firepower and manpower here at the moment. Not sure how the Eldar are going to try and deal with all of this. They've got to try and clear it away and then try and challenge the objective. James has the Defenders of Humanity rule now for the new codex. So, like the old objective secured rules, the Eldar need to clear all the infantry away as much as they can. That's a very, very difficult task for them. Eldar don't have that at the moment, no codex for them, or new codex available for them, just using the index for them at the moment. So, just decisions here. James has to try and deal with these Eldar threats as much as he can. His angles of firepower cut down to some degree. The Russ is beginning to move out towards the threat there. There's targets they can see. He may even go after the flyer. Shadow Sword here. There's no minus to hit if you move, is there? Or
no, I don't think so.
we'll check that. But he is down to 5+ for his shooting. That'll help protect the Eldar to some degree, although we still fear that great gun for sure. Alright, so moving for the Astra Militarum here. Scout Sentinel moving around just to there. It's proving useful, trying to block the Striker Scorpions from getting too close to the guard at this stage. So similar tactic here as well with the platoon commander. He's walked out the back here. He could hear a sound and he's wandered out the back there. That will prevent the Scorpions from appearing in this corner. Then they have not moved.
No.
No, not moved. Okay, the heavy bolter team's not moved. Other squads are on the move here. Some have advanced. Did they advance?
They didn't advance. They didn't. They did.
Those did, right. These squads have advanced up and again blocking the, trying to block the Scorpions from appearing. Then, just you wonder why James is so scared of Scorpions. He's had many encounter with them across the various editions of 40k. I don't think they're as good as they have been. They're not quite as good as they used to be, but still a threat for sure. Ah, right, Sentinels moving out here. One of them popping smoke, one of them crossing into the cathedral just there. Barbecue time, yeah. And then here, the tanks on the move here as well with these. Tough move, which means no.
Which means I can still fire my main weapon.
Okay. Right, okay. God, yeah, the firepower now with the guard is pretty deadly. I wonder how well the Eldar will cope with this. I'm glad we did that damage early on because we probably won't have the same amount of guns available after this round of Imperial shooting. So that is movement done. So there's no psychic phase. We'll go on to shooting phase next for the guard. Chance for them to reap their revenge. Okay, so James is going to fire the Shadow Sword at the, oh no, the Wraith Knight.
And I forgot to mention this, against Titanic units I get to reroll the damage for Shadow Sword.
As well, oh, okay, right, okay. So you've done an order for them?
Yes, pound them to death.
Pound him to death.
Basically I reroll my blast random dice.
Well, just as the sights lock onto him, he raises his arm. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Nice, man. And I stood still. I get to
No, well, we'll see. We've got an invuln save, so away you go. You're shooting them. So what the big gun gets?
3D free shots.
3D free shots. Okay, so here it comes.
I get to re-roll these.
Re-roll those two.
The order.
Yes. Okay. Very good.
So,
Oh, that's a good result. Okay.
So that is 7 shots.
7 shots.
In 5s to hit.
5s with.
Re-rolling 1s because of Cadian Doctrine.
Right. Okay. Yes. All right. So 5s to hit. This is the crucial roll. You could survive this.
Ones.
Oh, right. Okay.
Cadian Doctrine.
Oh, we're glad he's Cadian.
It's nice.
Right, okay, yeah. So, 2 hits so far. It's not quite as good as James wanted. This one here was just a straight roll, wasn't it? That hasn't been re-rolled. So you're going to try and use a stratagem to re-roll that. Okay.
So 5+ I regain because of...
Yeah, mortal trait, yes.
No, I don't
1.
regain that.
5 oh, close. Now, they would have hit so much better if that was forced to hit, dear me. Tenacious Survivor, by the way, just to mention at this point for Prince Uriel. That's his warlord trait just there. So he may well need it in this game. Right, okay, so 2s to wound, would you believe, against toughness 8. James's strength 16. Unheard of, abominable amount of strength from this weapon.
Don't get any 1s.
Oh yeah, if don't get any 1s.
I'm alright.
He's okay. Alright, so 2 come through. It's -5. -5, right, okay. So invuln save here for the scatter shield. If I pass these, you'll curse the Eldar once again. Passed 1. we'll use a happy reroll here. Well, it's D6 damage. Oh.
2d6 damage plus.
Ah, right, no, a reroll. Okay, so 5 or 6. No, so it comes through. Here, so what do you get? 2d6?
2d6 and a reroll.
Okay. That is really horrible.
That'll do.
11?
Yep.
Oh, 11 wounds. Okay, so, yeah, wounds taken there. 15 wounds remain. We're still in our usual healthy bracket, but that's just the damage from one shot that got through. Imagine if 2 or more had got through, he would have been dead. Yeah, so that is utterly horrendous. But the Wraith Knight has survived. He said goodbye, but still remains alive. But some nasty damage coming through, even from that damage tank. Imagine that tank on full capacity firing with its main gun. But thankfully, thanks to the Eldar firepower, that effectiveness has been reduced. So that is the main gun done. We'll let James shoot with his other weapons. Okay, so there's 2 laser cannons still to come. So Wraith Knight, no, he can't die. There's 15 wounds remaining, but it could be damaged again. To drop our bracket as 12 is the aim, and then it will affect the Wraith Knight.
There's 1 hit.
1 hit. Oh yeah, the 4's a miss. God. Okay.
Freeze to wound.
It is freeze to wound. Yes, 6. Nice result there. So it's 5+ armor save or invuln save for this, just for the benefit of the building. Oh, no, and no reroll is available. So D6 damage. A 1.
No, can't reroll it.
No reroll available, so drop to 14. There's quite a miracle taking place here. Wraith Knight's still alive. Right, so that's that done. All the heavy bolters James is going to direct at the Crimson Hunter here. He'll be on 6s to hit, 5s to hit, and then hard to hit special roll for the flyer. So 6s he needs. This is all of them. So it's 3 sets of twin heavy bolters, loads of shots. Oh, he's rerolling his 1s. Okay. All little perks now available for the Astra Militarum.
5s to wound.
Yes, 5s to wound, yeah. 1. It's -1, so it's a 4-up save. And we fail, so a wound has been taken on the Crimson Hunter. Right, so 1 wound on the Crimson Hunter. Next bit of shooting, take aim. The order is given. Firing through at the Wraith Knight just over there. We'll check to see how much is obscured by. Well, it's not going to make any difference, is it? Because it's a 5+ invuln. Anyway, so what does take aim mean?
With Cadians, it's reroll 1s to hit, but if the order's issued, it's rerolls to hit.
Fine, okay, yeah, so 4s. He's got his hit. Alright, so strength 9. Freeze to wound. No, he's rolled a 1. Oh dear. Right, laser cannon's gone. Imagine the heavy weapons team there, the 3 laser cannons. That could have been pretty helpful. Rerolling hits with them. But they are gone. So Eldar glad of the damage that they cause, that's for sure. We'll let James press on with the rest of his shooting here. Alright, so rest of the shooting complete here for the guard. Lim Russ tanks directing their firepower at the Crimson Hunter. Total amount of damage on that is 4 wounds remaining, so it's been severely damaged here. It's attracted a lot of attention. A lot of the other Eldar targets out of line of sight of the tanks and out of range as well, so James has elected to fire at the Crimson Hunter there. And despite the being hard to hit, a fair amount of damage coming through. So 4 wounds left on that fly. It's knocked right down in its damage bracket just there. Heavy flamer from the Scout Sentinel failed to cause any damage against the Guardians, but they have taken 5 casualties in total. That was 5 from the heavy bolters, good shooting from them. And then forwards for the Emperor was the rule used there, and then they shot, causing some more casualties there against the Guardians as well. They moved forward 5 as well. Okay, so they're just there now. Move. Yep. Rule here. Yeah, so they've moved out into that ruin as well. So guard, infantry advancing forwards here for the Emperor, and then covering fire from the tanks. But the Eldar strategy was to try and blindside the guard to keep these tanks out of action as much as possible, and it's paid off. A lot of their heavy firepower not reaching the Eldar just here. James being forced to shoot at the flyer instead, although his damage has been pretty impressive against that. So that is shooting phase finished. Eldar look pretty healthy. Scorpion's not arriving yet. We'll see if they do on the next turn. James saying he does have a charge, which is
Scout Sentinel against them.
Okay, and you'll be able to deny them their shooting if you make any clever stuff. Alright, so we'll try and spoil your fun here by rolling a 6 with our Bright Lance. So it's quite hard to destroy though, because the amount of wounds you have. It does wound, it's AP -4, so D6 damage, don't get another 6. It's a 3. Do you reroll it for fun? Yeah, why not? Why not? Why not give it a go? 4 wounds instead. Okay, so 2 wounds remaining. Won't affect its profile, but serious damage coming through. Got some shuriken catapults to fire as well, but I doubt they'll be able to stop the Sentinel from crashing into the Guardians just there. The tips of the spear meet and clash here at this point. Yep, so 4-inch charge, James has made it in. No other damage from the shuriken catapults, so that melee will take place. We'll get that resolved, and that'll be the end of the turn. Alright, so James only toughness 5. We did get 2 wounds of the Guardian Defenders, and James passed 2 saves that's remained alive, and then no damage against us. So that is it. 0 damage, but denies the heavy weapon from firing. That's the crucial point. So that's knocked out, at least for a turn, that Bright Lance platform just there. So, well, it's just doing its job, isn't it? Disrupting the advance there. And that's the point of them. No, they're good. Really fluffy. Nice to see them being used. Sentinels despised for so long. Now in 8th edition. Games Workshop just doing what they've said, really. Try and bring back units that haven't been used as much. Try and encourage people to use them. And rebalancing. No, it's great. It is good here. Went from shock initially with 8th edition, all the changes. And then after some games, we do like it. It's a good system here. And it's all the armies seem to be great fun at the moment, putting them together and really encouraging players to put together fluffy based armies. So it's all good. We'll go on to the second turn now for the Eldar. Chance for them to capitalise on their good shooting from last turn. It's been reduced by some degree, but much of the firepower is still available. I reckon the Eldar have the upper hand at the moment. They're causing more damage, but we'll see. They'll need another good round here. Now perhaps their attention turns to these 3 Leon Russes to try and deal with. That's a lot of firepower there, a lot of wounds to try and get through as well. But we'll go on to the Eldar second turn coming up next. Right, so moving for the Eldar here, not too much of a panic with them, just a steady advance with some units, but happy to try and keep some units still to improve their ballistic skill here. Just for now, we've been successful at softening up the guard. It's perhaps not a tactic that Eldar are used to. Usually it's a fast-moving, multiple-angled attack, but here it's more of a conservative firepower initially to try and reduce the guard down from range. So it's good that the Eldar are able to lock horns with the guard and do that. It's been successful so far. We'll try it in a second turn here. So holding position with these 2 heavy weapons platforms. That's inside the guard squads just there. Then the other Guardian squad has pulled out of combat there against the 2 wounds remaining Scout Sentinel. I reckon Shuriken Catapult firepower should be able to bring that down. 2 Wraith Lords have moved and are available to shoot. Prince Uriel just positioning himself within 6 inches of all of the units, just using that reroll 1's bubble for him. Just trying to get the points value made up for him. He's been helpful there with that reroll ones for now. Wave Serpent has actually remained stationary for now. It is isolated, or the angle's cut off from those advancing guard tanks mostly, so I reckon it's quite safe there, and remaining stationary to get the full ballistic skill for the 2 Bright Lancers on top. And then here the Wraith Knight has jumped 12. He's kept within 6 of Prince Uriel, and then a possibility to charge the Scout Sentinel just down there, but then firing first across in this direction, and then about 20 inches moved with the Crimson Hunt a bit further with that, and that has positioned itself just there, ready to fire down, but at reduced ballistic skill. Alright, so that's the movement done. No Scorpions yet, they're still in the shadows somewhere. I'll just keep James on edge, I think, with them. For a psychological factor, is well worth using them for that. So we'll go on to shooting phase next for the Eldar. We'll see how effective their shooting can be this time around. Alright, so we're going to make a start with the shooting here. Gun platforms that haven't moved. These 2 just here, they are going to fire through the same target. Shadow Sword hasn't moved. We are just about in range 36. So we're going to do one at a time. There's only 4 wounds remain on this huge tank. So we're on shooting phase here for the Eldar. I'm going to start with the heavy weapons platforms here. They haven't moved. They're still within range of James's Shadow Sword that hasn't moved. He's on 7 wounds here left. So we'll need to keep plugging away, trying to reduce that down. So freeze to hit here, rerolling 1s for Prince Uriel. We get a 3, we get our hit. It's 4s to wound, yes, your toughness 8. We do get the wound. It's AP -4, so 6 to block this. The -4 is very helpful. Gets the 2. It's D6 damage with a reroll on standby. A 4. Now we'll keep that. 4 wounds knocked down. He has 3 left. Oh, tense, tense. Okay, then 3s to hit. 2.
It's a miss.
It is a miss. I'm going to do a reroll.
Stratagem time.
Stratagem time. We'll use up our second to last stratagem. Yes. Get the 1, can't re-roll the 1. So that is a solid miss. A cheer there erupts from the guard as I see a Bright Lance round fly over the top of the Shadow Sword. Okay, so next. Can't fire the other platform. Just there, it's had to pull out of combat. So we need to resolve, already declared, that the Guardians from their teams will be firing there at the Sentinel. So we'll resolve that, see if we can reduce that down. Okay, so we continue on with the shooting here. We've also fired the 2 Wraith Lords. This one, the only vehicle we could really see was the Scout Sentinel through there. We got our hit, but failed to wound. Then this one can see through the gaps in the windows and so on the Russ on the right-hand side. But James rolled a 6 for his save, so well done. That's blocked that.
+1 to cover.
Yeah, +1 to cover, yeah. So to block that one come through. You can see the Scout Sentinel's destroyed here. It didn't detonate. That was fire from the Shuriken Catapults, doing a good job getting their hits there. Very accurate firepower from them. Then freeze to hit, and then re-rolling 1s. They almost all hit, and then some good wounds coming through. The other squad just there. About 4 of them are in range of the Scout Sentinel, and no damage coming through from them. That's that whole area. What's left for the Eldar is these 2 here, the Wave Serpent and the Wraith Knight, and then also the Crimson Hunter as well. So we're going to fire, the Wave Serpent hasn't moved against the target that hasn't moved, so we're going to fire that down at the Shadow Sword. 3s to hit. We hopefully be able to finish off. There's 3 wounds left. 3s to hit. That's a shame. That's a 2.
We just spent a stratagem. So.
Yeah, no stratagem. I've got 1 stratagem left here, but can't use it at the moment. So 4s to get the wound. No, failure. Oh dear. You'd need to destroy the Shadow Sword, Eldar. Come on. So choices now. Crimson Hunter could fire down, or the Wraith Knight could fire through as well. Just think about this, see what the best option is. Alright, I'm going to fire the Wraith Knight with the Sun Cannon. It's proved effective before. We'll try it again. But it is random though. It's 2d6 shots. 9. Oh, I can breathe a sigh of relief there. That's not too bad. 2d6 is a bit more reliable than a single d6 roll. So it is heavy. So on 3s to hit, and then -1 is 4s to hit. Within 6 of Prince Uriel, I reroll 1s.
Ignore it because you're Titanic.
Yes, Titanic roll, very helpful. Yes, thank you, James. There's some 1s. Thank you, Prince. Oh, yes. No. So just get the 4 hits. We want a couple of wounds here. Don't want pressure building up on the Eldar here. 2, well done. So 2 wounds do come through. They're -3, so 6s to try and block these here. Yeah, 6s to block. It was 5s last time because James was in cover, but now the Wraith Knight's moved into a better position, so 6s.
I don't want to roll.
Oh dear, it's good to see, could witness the defeat here of the, or destruction of the, no, it's 2 2s. So it's 2d3 shots. We should be able to kill this thing. There's 3 wounds remaining. 2d3. There it is. It is gone. So now what happens?
On a 5+, it detonates.
Okay, stratagem on standby. So, I would love to see this thing go up
if
here.
it blows up, it's 2d6 radius.
Right, okay. I highly doubt it. You'll be fine.
Mortal wounds.
Oh, dear, dear, dear. Should have fired the Crimson Hunter first.
No.
No, it's okay. No, it's all quite sensible. Just melted holes blasted through this thing, and the crew have had to evacuate from it. It's looking like a piece of Swiss cheese at the moment. It's gone. All right, but no detonation. We'll puff that up. We'll leave it on just for display purposes here. But the Shadow Sword has been dealt with by the Eldar. What a result for them. Okay, so we've seen the destruction of the Shadow Sword there. How many points is that?
444.
Okay, well, it's a bargain, really, isn't it? I mean, the Wraith Knight's more expensive.
Plus the sponsons.
Yeah, no, it's the Eldar getting to go first has been the... Yeah.
About 520 odd points.
Okay, so they've matched each other. It's good to see 2 Lord of Wars basting out in this game. The advantage has been with the Eldar. They've got to go first. It has made a massive difference. We tried to set the Eldar up, compensating for the fact if we didn't go first, we're trying to blindside as much of the guard as possible. So there's a tactic you can use. If you find yourself up against overwhelming firepower, then go for trying to blindside the opponent, trying to cut down their firepower by hiding units and so on, and that seems to have paid off here. For the Eldar, it would have protected them to some degree as well if they'd lost the first turn. But that's that shooting done there from the Wraith Knight. So Sun Cannon proving handy against vehicles here, not too bad. Because usually it's directed at things like Space Marines, but James just has that either a really heavy vehicle or very light infantry, so Eldar choosing the more valuable assets to fire at. We have the Crimson Hunter here, going to fire down at the command tank with that one. So, pulse laser first of all. Misses. And 2 bright lances missed as well on a 3 and a 2. No, that's a 3. Yeah, that's fine. It's a total miss there. The damaged pilot, or the damaged flyer here, the pilot concentrating, trying to keep the thing in the air, let alone fire the weapons down. So that was. Oh, glad we did fire the Wraith Knight through. Crimson Hunter totally ineffective this turn. So that is shooting phase finished. There is assaults here with the Wraith Knight potentially can charge across here. So we'll get this resolved, see if we can make it into contact and try and boot one of these Scout Sentinels off the board. Alright, so Charge has gone ahead, taken 2 wounds here with heavy flamer hits. So we fouled 2 saves. So that's a bit annoying. That's knocked the Wraith Knight down a bracket, I believe. So it's on 12 wounds remaining. So even more annoyed here. It's been burnt and singed by the Scout Sentinel with those automatic hits. So we'll go on to combats now. See if it can survive against the Wraith Knight and his stamping feet. Yeah, so we've chosen to attack with our feet here. Kicking and stamping. Loads of attacks. Need 4s to hit. It's triple the attacks when you use those. So 4s. Just wanted to get a nice lot of hits. We've got some. These are at strength 8.
3s to wound.
3s to wound. Oh, they all wound. One big foot splats down on top of the guardsman as he looks up to see a huge titanic foot heading straight towards him. They're -2, so saves to make. Yes, James does get saves. 5 dice needing 6s to try and keep this thing alive. It saves 1, so that is a total of, the D3 here, titanic feet. Yeah, so 4d3 damage. It could survive if we rolled terribly. That's 5, 6, 7. It has gone. Don't detonate. I'm just going to squash you without a detonation. No. So squash is stood on the petrol tank there, or the tank holding the flamer ammunition, and it's detonated under the foot of the Wraith Knight. James has lost control of himself here. Well, it's D3 mortal wounds, isn't it?
Stratagem's on standby.
Oh, he's going to use a stratagem. Right. Come on, surely not.
Yes!
Oh, another 6. 3 mortal wounds. That's cost 5 wounds to take out this Scout Sentinel here. Wraith Knight now will limp for the rest of the game with a singed leg and a burnt foot. Right, so 9 wounds remain on the Wraith Knight. He's accomplished his mission here. This can be removed from play. Thank you very much. And that is it. So charges and assaults finished. The turn's ended there, and a nice twist. It's good rules, really. Good fun.
Oh, yeah.
That's occurred there, so great fun indeed. So that is the end of the turn there for the Eldar. It's turn 2 has finished for them. And it's been pretty good. We've seen the destruction of the Shadow Sword. It's not been too bad at all. But having said all of that, we have failed to scratch these 3 Leman Russes, and there's a mighty amount of respect for them now with the new rules. They'll be tough to deal with. That's a lot of wounds, a lot of armour for the Eldar to try and get through. And the advantage now is that James now has his turn to try and damage the Eldar back. So we're going to the second turn now for the Astra Militarum. So James's turn we're on here. He's got decisions to make. Tanks are quite slow. And then the angles here, some of the Eldar units are protected by the ruins here, but it looks like he's going to press on with his advance. Remember, he will need to go after the Eldar objective. He can't just hold on to his own. He has lost first blood. The Eldar have that point. Your Warlord is the company commander. All right, so he's there. It looks quite safe at the moment, buried in amongst the infantry. That'll be hard for the Eldar to get to him. And then Linebreaker is crucial as well, which the Eldar neither. Well, the Flyer has it, I think, but neither side really in a position to claim that one yet. So the objectives are so important. This one's quite far away for the Eldar. It's up there at the top of the ruin. But Eldar making good progress. They may well be able to try and contest it later on in the game. Really just one guard squad here at the moment, and not much support available with the Shadow Sword being destroyed. We'll go on to movement here. We'll let James continue on with his move as he figures out what to do. But it's a good start from the Eldar. It's put them ahead here. If they keep up the pace, then they stand a good chance. But anything can happen in 40k. We've seen games change around. We've seen underdog armies perform very well. So we'll keep pressing on here, let the Guard make their move. Right, so movement done here for the Imperial Guard. Holding position with this squad, holding position here with the platoon commander, holding position with this squad just here. James just finishing off moving the Commissar and the company commander just to there, just trying to max out their influence bubble. So squad behind moving up, squad to the left moving up, heavy bolters remaining stationary. They do look really good there at the windows of the cathedral. This squad's remained stationary, hasn't it?
Yes.
This squad. They stood still. They can see through the windows there, set up, ready to fire. These have remained stationary as well. Scout Sentinels move around to here to harass the Guardians once again, potentially charge as well. That's movement done. Russes have shifted to the right to here, sticking together, getting their guns ready to fire. So that's movement done for the Guard. We'll go on to their shooting phase next. Okay, so the command tank at the back is going to supercharge and fight everything at the Wraith Knight, trying to finish that off. It's got 9 wounds remaining. We'll see if James can do it. So first weapon.
It's the Executioner Plasma Cannon.
Okay.
I moved only 5, so it's 2d6 shots.
Right. Oh,
So
1 or 2.
To re-roll that, I will.
Okay.
So on a 5+, I regain that stratagem. Yes, so I've still got
done.
one full stratagem.
God, dude, he's not burning any of these up.
So now
It's a luxury that many Guard armies have.
so it's 5.
5. 7 shots, that's good. Okay, that's a good recovery. So you'll be on 4s. Freeze, Commander. Right, okay.
It's not affected by with the main weapon.
Okay.
So it's 3 to hit because of groin advance. That'll do.
Oh, not bad at all. Strength.
None of them get hot, which is good.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So
Strength 7.
strength 7, AP -3, 2 damage.
Okay. Not strength 8 for overcharge?
Yes, it is.
Right,
actually.
okay, so it's 4s to wound. Oh, good rolling, James. Very good. And this is -3. -3, so we'll take a 5+ invuln save. We do pass 2.
4 damage.
4 damage. So that is good. So 4 damage, you said. That knocks us down to 5. wounds left. Wraith Knight is in trouble here. James still has some shooting left with that tank. He's got a las cannon.
Yep.
Gets a hit, yeah. 3's to win this time.
Oh,
No.
so I can't do that.
No, okay. And then you have... Yes, okay.
So it's 2d3.
Yeah, it's going to fire both together.
4 shots. Needing 4s to hit.
Yep. Not freeze.
No, because I moved.
Right,
So I
okay.
don't get it.
Ah, right, okay. 2 hits come through. Strength,
Oh, I supercharged, so I lose a wound.
mortal wound. Right, this is new rules. Okay, so it's not as bad as it used to be, but he loses a wound here for an overcharge. So it's a mortal wound. Okay. Okay, so 5's to win.
No, 4 swings are supercharged. Straight.
Ah, yes, okay, right, that's fine. Oh, double 1, snake eyes there. James plagued by some bad dice rolling here in this game. Eldar blessed with wonderful dice rolling thanks to Prince Uriel and his encouragements. Alright, so he's now looking at other tanks here to see what they can do, but that's that tank resolved. The fight continues as James tries to bring the Wraith Knight down. Alright, so continuing on with shooting here for the guard. They're doing well at the moment here, so we see that there's 5 wounds remaining there on the Wraith Knight. That's firepower coming from the command tank. 4 wounds remaining on this Wraith Lord here. That was decent firepower. Grenade launcher, failed to save with that. A las gun, failed to save with that. And then the las cannon knocked down a fair amount of wounds. So pretty good shooting from this squad. Wraith Lord just down to 4 wounds remaining just there. Yeah, now just correction there. It's 5 wounds remaining on this one. We were meant to get a 2+ cover save, but still one of those was a 1 to wound. So it's 5 wounds left there, but still, anyway, excellent shooting from this squad here. The las cannon buried in amongst that team, proving effective against the advancing Wraith Lord. Then the Crimson Hunter, that's been reduced by 2 wounds. That was firepower from...
That las cannon was 6.
This las cannon, yeah, James got a 6 to hit. So a plucky hit there coming through against that. The Guardians have taken a hammering this turn. So far, and James's shooting isn't finished yet, 4 wounds on this Guardian squad, 4 wounds on that squad as well. Pretty deadly. Guards were lined up against the windows here, multiple squads, and they're getting their hits coming through. Guardians stuck in a pit of death here at the moment in this cathedral here, losing casualties all over the place. Whether they'll stay there or not, we'll have to see. But James now has shooting from... He's on the command tank. It's this tank here. And he has allocated a las cannon shot to go after the Wraith Knight, double multi-melter to go after the flyer, and then the...
Full strength unit with the eradicator cannon.
The eradicator's going after the...
Pound them to death.
Oh, right, okay. So we get a chance here to see the firepower available from this thing. So you're getting double shots here with this, or?
Yeah, I'm getting double shots with the main turret.
Main turret.
5.
Ah, right. So it's not all the sponsons, just the main turret
I
gets.
don't reroll ones though.
Okay. So you get, so 2 melter shots then, trying to hit this flyer. You need 5s.
6s, because I moved.
Okay. Right, okay. 6s then. Oh, close. Okay, then las cannon.
Yep, las cannon at the knight.
Okay.
So I only have 5.
5+, yeah.
No.
That missed as well. Okay, and then the turret gun on top. So it's 2d6 here with double shooting available now. That's the number of shots. God, 9 shots. And he's firing at one of the full strength Guardian squads, trying to reduce them down as much as he can.
Grinding advance, but I moved, so it's forced to hit.
Okay.
So no reroll ones because I moved.
Okay.
So that's not bad actually.
No, that's pretty good.
It's strength 6, AP -2, ignores cover
You'll kill them on 2s.
on 2s. So
Oh.
that's D3 damage as well.
Right, okay, no, that's the Guardian squad halved in strength there by a plum hit or double shot coming through there from that lame rush. So Guardians really being oppressed this turn here as the guard guns find their range. Alright, so Demolisher tank next. He's trying to get rid of this flyer. He doesn't want it harassing his forces. So Demolisher cannon and 2 melters going into that. And then the las cannon, again, going to fire off at the Wraith Knight over there. So 2 melters first of all.
6s.
6s. Oh yes, hard to hit. Okay.
No.
Doesn't get his hits. All right. Struggling for range of those because the Eldar are some distance away, so the firepower's not quite as effective. So 2d3.
2d3. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so double shooting. God, that makes that thing so deadly.
So that's 6 shots.
3 shots. It's
So
D3.
3 shots. Yeah.
God, scared me then.
I need 5s to hit because the grind in advance.
At the flyer?
Yep.
Oh. Oh no, 2 hits.
So just double check, get that right. So hitting the flyer, grind in advance, no penalty. So
For movement, right, fine. No, that's good.
Yep.
And 3s to win.
Yep.
Oh, James, no.
Stratagems as well.
You can't. Oh, okay. Oh dear. The cursed dice here. All right, and then a laser cannon shot.
Yep. Laser cannon to the Wraith Knight.
Yep.
So you have 5 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Don't hit.
A 1.
I moved as well, so no.
No re-rolls here for.
No, because I moved. I have to stay still in order to gain that.
No, I mean the re-roll for the guy doesn't grant any re-rolls to
No,
hit.
that was for the Eradicator.
Right.
I
Okay.
could have re-rolled the last, but I was happy with
Okay.
that.
Right, struggling here to find their target, the guard, as they fire off their shots in different directions, trying to deal with a flyer. Ineffective so far. It's just on 2 wounds remaining. It is seriously damaged. This tank's already fired, so we'll see if there's any other shooting left here for James. All right, James has just played 2 command points, recovered 1 of them with his Warlord trait. Preliminary Bombardment is called. Coming through. It's 6s. Opening bombardment. Okay, not really an opening bombardment, but a midway through bombardment here. Trying to target Eldar units. You roll for all of the units on the board, and on 6 they take a mortal wound. And the Guardian squad here took a mortal wound. Guardian squad there, and all 3 of them. James got 6s.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty good. So you can imagine the bombardment landing in there as well. It's not a nice place to be for the Guardians in that cathedral just there. So, any other shooting? I don't think so. No, okay.
It's only 1 use only. That.
Okay, yeah, no, that's been used, okay. Okay, yeah, that is the shooting done. It's been pretty good. The Guardians have been hammered this turn. They've taken loads of casualties. 15 casualties they've taken. That's halved them in size. So that's lasgun fire, bombardments, and different weapons firing through. Wraith Lord's taken heavy damage. Wraith Knight remains alive, but just with 5 wounds remaining. So that is shooting phase done. Any assaults lined up? Yes, the Sentinels are going. All right, so we'll resolve this Overwatch and charge distance next. Yes, the Sentinel's made it in. He's downstairs. We can't fit the model in, but he's just made it into contact with the Guardians just there. Failed to do any damage with Overwatch. The weapons platform couldn't even see, just following the normal rules for shooting as James charged in. So, plunging through the ruined walls there, the Sentinel marches in to engage the Guardians just there. They really are being oppressed this turn. We'll get this combat resolved. Not expecting much damage either way, but it just quietens those Guardians down, prevents them from firing next turn. They've got morale. All 3 units have got morale to do as well. There could be trouble for them. All right, so no damage caused either side. So that's the combat's finished. We'll get morale done next for the Eldar, see if these Guardians take further casualties. Okay, so Guardians, dear me, they have really been hurt here. So morale collapsing here. There is just 1 Guardian in the weapons platform left. Continue on the melee. This squad here, they did take another casualty. James forgot to fire one of his guard units. That unit just there. Let them fire. Brought another casualty down. Just the lone Guardian left. And then he busted morale, so he's gone. And the other squad, they passed. Rolled a 1 for them. It was a 1 they needed before any more casualties came through. Just leadership 7. Prince Uriel not giving any command benefit for morale purposes anyway. So the Guardians have really suffered. Not much left of them at all now in this game. So that is the end of the turn. Guardians really suffering here for the Eldar. And really, it does hurt the Eldar because they're an elite force. As their numbers start to drop, they'll already feel that. But they have some key units still alive. So James has edged back there, I reckon, to some degree. He's done okay. And his Russes, yeah, he's doing all right. And the Russes here are in good health, all of them. And they will be hard for the Eldar to deal with. We'll go on to the 3rd turn next. For the Eldar, what do? Do they cling on to their objective? Do they continue to advance here with these units? The Scorpions must turn up now or be destroyed. So we'll see the Scorpions arrive. Also, turn 3 coming up next for the Eldar. Alright, so moving for the Eldar here on their 3rd turn. Just taking time, trying to line up some different shooting options. So a couple of combinations taking place here. First thing is we withdrew from combat with this squad here. They've just moved back onto the objective. The other squad, the Guardian models themselves, have moved back and joined the heavy weapons platform, which has stayed still. It's just trying to fall back, trying to keep out of range there and get out of this pit of death here inside the cathedral. It's just pulling back under attack from all directions, laser gun fire, just this whole pile of dead guardians inside there. So they pulled back. The Wave Serpent has dropped off the Autarch here, armed with the fusion gun, just poking his weapon through the window there, ready to try and take out the Walker. Then the Wave Serpent's then shifted across to here, keeping cover and distance away from the tanks. We were tempted to try and close in. Remember, there are fire dragons inside here, but there's a lot of melter shots, not quite so safe to move out there yet, we reckon. Wraith Lords, one's moved 7, the damaged one. The other one's gone 8, going through the ruins here, getting ready to fire and charge. Wraith Knights gone 12. Yeah, no, correction there. We've gone back because we don't move 12, we move 8. Because of our damage on 5 wounds remaining. So I've had to remove him, put him back there. I haven't got enough inches to get around this side of the building here. So we've put him to there instead. You've still got a field of fire through the windows, the Imperial tanks just there. Then in the shadows, you can just about see them. The Scorpions have turned up in there. You can hardly see them, but they are. That's where they were all along. They hid whilst the Sentinel walked past. He didn't find them. Then they've appeared just there, just over 9 inches away. They're right at the edge of the building here. Just over 9 inches away from the guardsmen. So that's their movement done. They'll lurk and wait. Then Prince Uriel has ran to this wall, turned around, and then catching his breath there as he's recovered from that run. And that is about it. Round here, pivoting, then pivoting again with the Crimson Hunter just there with 2 wounds remaining. That's it for the Eldar. Their movement's finished. The Scorpions have arrived, so both armies have all of their units on the table. We'll go on to shooting phase next for the Eldar on the 3rd turn. Right, so fire the Autarch here. 2s to hit. Yes, just about. Fusion gun. I think it's assault. We'll just check. Yeah, no, it's hits there. It's fine. Be on 3s to wound. Oh, dear me. It's a 1, and he's fouled. I do have a stratagem. I was going to try and save that to the end of the game, but
what are you firing at?
We'll use it now. Firing at the Sentinel. We do get the wound, so no more stratagems left here for the Eldar. So we are... It's not Uriel, it's him. Can you even see him?
Oh,
he's there, yeah. He's
I'm within 6.
there. So I think I am within 6. Oh, yeah, miles within
So
6.
2d6, choose the best.
2d6, choose the best. 6 are good. 5, not bad at all. No complaints about that. Oh, what's this?
We explodes, doesn't it?
Oh, you know, how many wounds do you have?
It's only got 6 wounds. Oh no, it's got 1 wound.
Yeah, you're alive still. Haven't quite killed him. But seriously damaged. Well done, Autarch. Not too bad at all. Then the Guardians, they'll fight. One of them is going to fire the gun, so 2 of them will shoot here with their weapons. But the Autarch is within range. Thank you, Scorpion Autarch. Well done. And then 6s would be really handy. Rock solid. That's a wound.
Yeah,
He's what's your safe? Cover. No, not obscured. So you are dead. Well done, Guardians, with their shooting catapults. Roll a 6. There might be trouble. 5. All right. So another scout sentinel dealt with there in style. Really well done to those Guardian defenders and the helpful Scorpion Exarch. So that's actually all the Sentinels dealt with. Now 3 of them have been destroyed. They've caused some disruption for the Eldar, but the Eldar dealing with them quite effectively there. So the Bright Lance is going to fire across at the Lehman Russ just on the left. So 3s to hit, rerolling 1s. We do get our hit. Toughness 8, are you? 4s to wound then. Failed. Okay, so we'll move on to something else to shoot with. Alright, so this Wraith Lord will fire at the Lehman Russ on the right, the one with the Demolisher Cannon. We are on 4s to hit. Failed, and... Oh, hang on a second. Prince Uriel is nearby. We'll check the range. Yep, he is in range. Very helpful, these Autarchs. But not getting the hit. James scoffs here. Okay, we'll fire the left-hand Wraith Lord. That will go off to the left-hand Russ. So 4s to hit with him. Failed. We've got heavy flamers to resolve, which we've declared. We'll get that resolved next. They're going to fire at the infantry. Okay, so flamers wasn't heavy flamers, just regular flamers firing through. Lost a base here and a wound on the heavy bolter squad, and this squad here, the laser cannon, just took 1 casualty in total. It's not too bad. So that's the shooting resolved here. We've got the Crimson Hunter to fire, and we've got this firepower here as well, also available. Right, so 2 Bright Lances here. Going to go after the Demolisher Lehman Russ. It's bristling with firepower. Got to do something. 4s. No reroll 1s here. There, he's out of range of the Autarch. Failed to wound here. This is not good for the Eldar. If they don't do well here, James could tip this game in his favour. So, still don't scratch them tanks. This is difficult now. Yeah, so Wraith Knight is going to have to go after the same target here. So, 2d6 shots. 9 shots again has been good. But our ballistic skill is knocked down. Yeah, it's from 5s to hit here. Yeah, it's seriously reduced down. And then we'll be on 5s to get wounds. We do get 1. Okay, and then it's -3, so a 6 to save this one. Which it doesn't. Okay, so then it's D3 wounds. Actually score just the 1. Just the 1 wound being caused here. Shuriken Cannon did fire here, by the way. It was at the heavy bolter team, and no wound coming through. Did get 1 hit. So that's it. Just the Crimson Hunter left. Situation is James's tanks are virtually untouched. 11 wounds remain here. 11 wounds remain here. So we've got to choose a target. Got to go for. Difficult. They're all pretty good. I'd say that Demolisher's the more deadly one. Oh, these wounds, by the way, James, they go over here. That's what we were firing at. So, yes, which off. We'll go after this one. We're going to try and take on that Demolisher. So, Pulse Laser. Fails. Yeah. This is a disastrous turn here for the Eldar. We do get 1 hit. It does penetrate on a 5. It goes straight through. D6 damage. We rolled a 3. Bit of a recovery there. James drops to 8 wounds remaining here on this Demolisher tank. That's not his range or his damage bracket yet, so that tank's fine. Eldar struggling to deal with these tanks. This was easy compared to these. We've struggled to hit these here and cause much damage. That'll give the Guard hope. The infantry look back, they hear the rounds coming through, but they look back to see their tanks continue to roll on here. So that is the end of the turn. We'll just see, yeah, there is some assaults actually to do. Wraith Lords could crash into the Guardsmen just here. We'll get some Overwatch and charges resolved here. Alright, so both Wraith Lords have gone crashing in. One of them took 2 wounds. That was a las cannon hit coming through. Could have been a lot worse. James used a stratagem to try and re-roll that and still rolled a 2. So that's that one. The other one's taken no damage. So both of them made contact. This one's made contact with the las cannon infantry squad. The other one's contacted the 2 remaining heavy bolters. So that is charges done. There's none others. There's now a gap here. Wraith Lords have gone in against the Guard infantry. There's now a no man's land in the gap, just heaps of bodies. And then the Eldar objective thinly held by what's left of the Guardians just there. Do the Eldar have enough steam left in their force to make a decent attack on the Guard objective? Left to see. There's still strong Guard resistance in the area. Those tanks could sit there and blast everything off the board if James does well. So the game is definitely still on. We'll resolve these combats though. Wraith Lords come plunging into the Guard line. So combat's resolved here. One of the heavy weapons bases killed. That was by one of the Wraith Knights. Then across here, triple hit and wound and kill. 3 Guardsmen brought down from there. James did do a wound in return. So we've got 7 wounds remaining there on that Wraith Lord. But roll up morale here for these Guard squads. They should be fine. We'll check to see what morale results James gets. Yeah, so morale's completely fine. James rolling well. So yeah, casualties not heavy enough to cause any trouble there. And he's got his command units just nearby. So that is the turn finished for the Eldar. It's gone okay. Wraith Lord's a threat then, but you may well be able to deal with them. James nodding his head saying, yeah, the tank should be able to take them out. And if James can clear a path through to the objective, the Eldar find themselves in trouble. So the focus really is on these tanks now. They're all in pretty good shape. What will James decide to do with them? Advance? They will shoot for sure, but what direction they advance we'll have to see. So we'll go on to the 3rd turn now for the Guard. Right, so moving for the Guard here. This squad advancing, yeah, keeping in the ruins. So James keep his cover, so advancing to there. Just trying to cut an angle in here against the Eldar position. Maybe try and blow them off the objective. Could be an idea. Guard squad here, climbing up through the ruin. Heavy bolters right at the very top of the tower now. Just there, like a scene from Saving Private Ryan. Just up there. Then across here, falling back from combat with these two squads, guardsman squad holding position, getting ready to shoot in with some fire support. Then the tanks have stood still. Just going to blast them to Kingdom Come, holding still with this squad. Interesting. Falling back. You've left a man behind.
Oh, put him back. Sorry.
No man's left behind here. Okay, so he goes back to there. Just there. Okay, I know what he's doing. He's scared of the...
A soldier never leaves a man behind.
Right, okay, very noble. The scorpions, that's what the threat is just there. James not falling for their trap. You can't see them, and then all of a sudden they're upon you. So he's pulled back, the order's been given. The platoon commander experienced against the Eldar. Here's a hissing sound coming from the building over here. So he's ordered them to fall back from the objective. Interesting. Okay, so movement done. There's the guard there, just in the tower. Advanced, okay, that's how they move so far, that's fine. So we'll go on to shooting phase next for the guard on the third turn. Alright, so shooting phase finished. One guardian slain, that was a guardsman firing across from the ruins. And then James's attention was turned at the Wraith Lords, pulling back from combat and then blasting them to pieces with the tanks mostly. Guardsmen firing down here as well. So they have gone. James has destroyed both of those. So good result. James is happy with that. Yeah, no, he's happy that they're gone. Just about dealt with there. Cast out on the Wraith Lords. Yeah, they're not so good, I don't think. They're okay.
Models,
yeah, they're beautiful models, but I think they struggle in 8th edition. So, but we've tested them out here. They've walked towards an Imperial gun line and have been blown to bits. The Flyer remains alive. James firing up with an autocannon. That was about all the fire there was. James's emphasis really has been the Wraith Lords, and he's dealt with them. So that is shooting phase finished. The Wraith Knight remains on 5 wounds. The Wave Serpent here has not been touched. And that is it. So charges, doesn't look like it.
No.
So your turn's finished. Alright, so we're going to go on to the 4th turn for the Eldar. Moving on to the latter stages of the game. Both sides not too close to their objectives. Eldar some chance of closing in here, but do we advance? We've got 5 wounds left here. Scorpions down there poised and ready to strike, but they've got to think carefully. These tanks are still on patrol in this area, denying the Eldar free movement around the board. So we'll go on to Eldar turn 4 next. Yeah, so talking about the game here, James is saying that NEMESIS are really good. They are tough. They are tough to deal with. Toughness 8. Yeah, the shooting's pretty good. It's keeping the Eldar back. We have held position. This is different style here from the Eldar. Autarch's fallen back just to here. He may well have to defend the objective. The 2 gun platforms holding their position, getting ready to fire through. They can see through the centre of the cathedral and onto the tanks. There'll be 2 shots from them, re-rolling 1s thanks to the Autarch just there. Moved and pivoted here with the Crimson Hunter, getting ready to fire. Holding position here with the Wraith Knight as well, just being granted that cover save. Prince Yuri, I rolled an excellent advance move from him, 13 inches in total, 7-inch move, 6-inch advance. He's placed himself just there, so he's now with the Scorpions, and he'll grant re-roll 1s for the Wave Serpent and the Wraith Knight as well. So Scorpions have held position. We haven't advanced this turn. Turn 5, I reckon we'll have to. Turn 5, James will be forced to try and move on to his objective as well. So it's going to be tight, this one. We'll go on to shooting phase next for the Eldar on their 4th turn. Okay, so shooting done for the Eldar, and disaster has struck the Eldar army here. So we've got our hits okay, but just failed to wound. The amount of 3s that we rolled trying to damage or to wound these tanks here. So not a scratch caused by any Eldar weaponry. We had plenty of shots lined up, but just struggled to convert any of those into damage. So 0 impact here. 2 guardsmen were slain. That was firepower from the Shuriken cannon of the Wave Serpent. James has passed morale since then, no problem. Assaults, none. That's the Eldar turn finished. Disastrous here. Can't afford to do that against the guard here. So James, very happy. He'll continue on with virtually the same force that he had from last turn, with no damage coming through. So Eldar have paid a price here for holding back. We thought we could do more damage against the guard here. Now they have a chance to strike back against the Eldar. Maybe tip the game back in their favour. A real chance to do it. 3 Russes. Dangerous units, well equipped, ready to fire and advance now against the Eldar. We'll go on to the 4th turn for the guard. Okay, so on the aggressive now with the guard, sensing an opportunity, the coast is a lot clearer than it was. So squad advancing here, being covered by the squad in the tower. Commissar urging his men forwards. They now reach here, back at the edge of the cathedral. Yeah, so lone heavy weapons team members just there. The las cannon team's next to him. They've advanced. This squad's moved up to there. Commissar and the company commander just next to them. Tanks. These two have held. This one's advanced. So a cautious, steady, but confident advance, I think, now from the guard. Holding position here. Holding position here as well. Okay. So the Eldar may be hoping the game will end quicker rather than later as guard units. I don't think we can hold all of them back if they keep that advance going. So this is good going. Eldar looking a bit thin on the ground here. Guardians dead here in the centre of the cathedral. Guard have fixed bayonets with orders to stab and make sure that they are all dead, the ones that they come across. We'll go on to shooting phase next for the guard on turn 4. Alright, so shooting here, the take aim, special rules, not moved, fire at the Wraith Knight. This is it, James, your chance to kill him off.
I hit him.
Oh, freeze to wound. I rolled a 2.
Stratagem.
Oh, no. Right, try and recover the stratagem first of all.
5+. I do.
You do, keeps it. God, he's got an unending supply of stratagems here. It's a real benefit here for the guard. He's got a 4. So it's a wound that comes through. We're going to need to roll a 5+ invuln, otherwise there's trouble. No, I've got no rerolls left. I'm burnt out here. D6 damage. You'll kill it if you roll a 4. Oh boy, 1 wound remaining. Nice spin on the end there, James. 1 wound left on this Wraith Knight. Let's hope he doesn't do something weird when he dies and kills all the scorpions. Oh dear, this could all go terribly wrong here for the Eldar. Just being thinned out. A more elite force, and it's being picked off here. 2d6 shots coming through. James has got 9 shots. This is overcharging with the plasma turret here on the command Lehman Russ.
Everything into it, so.
Oh, everything. Yeah, he's declaring everything. Okay. So shots coming through here from the turret.
I re-roll because of Acadian Doctrine.
Okay.
So that's 3s to hit because it's a veteran tank commander.
Ah, okay. You didn't move.
Didn't move, no.
Okay.
Supercharged, so it's 4s to wound.
Yes, strength 8. Oh no, he's dead. The Wraith Knight, -3. Okay. So, well, there's 4 of them to save. I think the Wraith Knight is no more. Nice. Nobly saved a couple. We'll roll to see if something bad happens. 5. Okay. Wraith Knight gone. That is a deadly blow to the Eldar here. They have lost their titanic monstrous creature. Right, so rest of the shooting resolved. Guardians gone. They've been eradicated. Here it's the advance and fire of the Imperial Guard. Squad up here providing covering fire. Squad advancing and firing. Squads down here firing has reduced those Guardians down. They are gone. So they're no match for advancing Guardsmen. So that is decent firepower, disciplined fire removed there from the Guard. Just the lone autarch left here for the Eldar just there. And the Wraith Knight gone. Crimson Hunter, you can see, has crashed and burned. That was fire that came from the Demolisher. Yeah, he's picked on him once again. And then this tank here. Yeah, okay, so finished off the Knight. All right, so that's shooting done. Much more impressive from the Guard. They deserve to be doing well now. Their firepower has been pretty effective. So that was it. The pressure was on the Eldar to keep going, to keep doing well. They've had a blunderous, well, couple of turns now, really. They've struggled, and then they've paid a heavy toll for it here. They are very thin on the ground now. Prince Uriel left. The Wave Serpent here does have fire dragons, but they're out of place here. They are some distance away from making an impact against the tanks. Scorpion's not sure what to do with them. They've got a no man's land to try and cross here. And Prince Uriel, the leader, where should he go? After the objective, or does he turn and try and protect his own objective just over there? We'll go on to Eldar turn 5 next as we get towards the end of the game. Alright, so movement for the Eldar here on turn 5. Difficult situation, difficult choices to be made. Rolled an excellent advance move here, 6 inches. So we've sent this autarch across here to rapidly join him with his Scorpion friends. just within 6 inches of the fire dragons there, who've disembarked and done a battle focus move out of the wave serpent. They've reached to there. Scorpions have gone 7 out of the ruins and across to here. They haven't battle focused, so they're preparing to potentially charge into the ruins. They're going to try and cut the guard off as they advance through. Prince Uriel's hopped inside the transport, and then 16 inches has moved across here inside the wave serpent. So that's it. Movement done for the Eldar. That's all there is. This is what's left of the Eldar army. We'll go on to their shooting phase next. Okay, so we're in 12 inches here and 18 inches for the fire pike. They're all the same. They all get to reroll ones. The crack shot, the X-Hawk usually gets 3 roll ones, but they're within 6 of the Autarks. They all get 3 roll ones here. Freeze to hit. Hey boy, here we go. And here's another one. That's failed. That's the reroll. Okay, so 4s to wound here. This is the pivotal dice roll of the game for the Eldar. They do get 3. They all go straight through. It's -4.
No cover now?
No cover. So 3d6 damage. Oh, wow. Puff. Okay, 6 to see if it detonates. Oh, he has. He's rolled a 6.
Stratagem.
A bit.
5+3 games stratagem.
Okay. No, stratagem used up. James now doesn't want a 6 because he's got a guard squad nearby. Rolls a 5, close. Tank destroyed. A glimmer of hope here for the Eldar. It's desperate stuff here on turn 5 from them, but they have destroyed one of the Russes. Finally, the fire dragons make their mark. Okay, so not bad. I'm going to fire 2 bright lances here. Prince Uriel is inside. That doesn't count, I don't think, for rerolling ones. I don't think so. No, he doesn't really help them with their computer systems. He's more of an outdoor inspiration for them. So 2 shots leading 4s. Going to fire at the Demolisher Russ. I have got a hit. So it was half a chance. 4s for the wound. We do. Roll a 5. It's -4. James will get a save though. Fine through cover. So 6+. Oh, you defiant guardsman. He's kept that Russ in good condition. We needed that hit. What we've rolled to damage here? A 6. Oh. Use a stratagem. Reroll it.
No.
Never. Okay. Right. So, that's tragic there. So 2 Russes will survive. Oh dear, that's going to be painful for the Eldar. Okay. We'll roll up. He can shoot. I'm not sure there's much that he can fire at with his fusion gun. We fired this. So we just have the Scorpions to fire as well. Alright, so Autark fired here, picked off a guardsman from that squad. Shuriken Cannon fired through the open windows there, ignoring these burning wrecks for line of sight. Picked off another 2 guardsmen there as well. One of them was a Shuriken wound that came through on a 6. Picked one of those guardsmen off there. We've seen the destruction of the Russ, and then we fired this squad. They're all just about within 12 of the las cannon team. 3 guardsmen dropped from that squad as well. So Eldar just doing the best that they can. It's all down to a charge now. These Scorpions are going to go through the cover, try and contact this squad just here. So resolve overwatch and charge distance. This is a make or break roll here. Very, very important. The Scorpions get into cover, make some kind of impact against the guard. Alright, so charge successful here. No damage on Overwatch. We rolled 6 for our charge. So the Scorpions have moved in. They've contacted this unit. They've stayed inside the terrain. They've charged ahead here, made contact just along this edge. And then we've done our pylon move now. And then they've got an extra 3 inches. The ones that were spare, they have ended up contacting the heavy weapons team, and also the guard squad just there as well. So Scorpions piling in against multiple guard squads. I don't think we can destroy all of them, but at least to contact them and try and make as much impact as possible. We'll get this combat resolved. You can look in here and see where the Scorpions are. They're just there in the heart of the advancing guard, desperately trying to cut them off as these guard squads try to advance onto the now empty Eldar objective. Desperate fight now to take place. We'll get this resolved here with the Scorpions fighting to reduce these guard squads down. Right, so combat resolved here. Maybe swing around so you can see what's taken place. The Scorpions fighting there. 2 of their number killed. 1 guardsman killed one of the Scorpions. And then heroic intervention. The Lord Commissar came in with his power sword and hacked down one of them as well. So that's 8 Scorpions left. But their damage came out first. They put a wound on the heavy weapons team. The lone heavy bolter member from there. Then 3 guardsmen cut down. Las cannon gone. Vox, and also the grenade launcher destroyed, just the lone sergeant left. And the squad round here has lost 2 as well. We've since done morale as all held there with the guard to death stratagem used on the heavy bolter team, and then in range of influence for the HQ choices as well. That's as good as you can expect really from the Eldar here. They're struggling here. They're on the back foot, fighting desperately. This happens sometimes in Eldar games. You see the Eldar start to go really desperate with their fighting right towards the end, hurling themselves in. It has gone well for them. They've made it into contact against multiple units down here and causing damage. Not wiping out targets though. James will be free to disengage and cause trouble for the Scorpions, no doubt. Fire Dragons here as well. They had to come out. They had to do something against these targets here, but they too could well be brought down. There's a lot of guardsmen hanging around here, las guns at the ready to try and cause some kind of trouble against the Fire Dragons just there. So that's the turn 5 finished. Eldar out of shape here. Guard with a chance to surge ahead and go for the win. They can move on this objective and they'll win. So the Eldar have to hope the game continues on. Right, so Imperial movement finished. Guard squad here is an advanced move. James rolled a 6 very well, so they're well on top of the objective here. And then also a 6 rolled for the platoon commander as well. So he's got himself within 3 inches. So a lot of guard models now securing the Eldar objective. Horror here for the Eldar, for them. And then across here, just going to have to try and weather this incoming Imperial storm. Have you pulled out of combat here? Have you carrying on?
They've all pulled out of combat.
They've all pulled back an inch from combat just from there. Going to let rip against the Scorpions in cover. That's it. Moving up with these guardsmen here. And then, yes, James has made his advance move and he has claimed back his objective just here as well. So James has had his thinking cap on in this game. He used his brain. He's kept out... I'm sure he uses his brain every game, but he's kept out of distance here with this guard squad. No point in sacrificing them on the objective, and now has decided to move them in at the appropriate time. So clever stuff from the guard. If they win, it will be deserved here for sure. We'll go on to shooting phase next for the guard on turn 5. Okay, so shooting done, and the Scorpions have taken some pretty heavy casualties. There's how many left? The Exarchs left, and 2 others, so we've lost 5, then 2 lost here as well. That's firepower from these guardsmen here. James fired both tanks at the Scorpions and reduced them down. Other squads, these couldn't fire here, but for supporting fire coming down from this squad, we've made a load of saves of 2+, with the Scorpions being in cover, getting +1 to their armour. So they turn into virtual Terminators once they're inside the ruins. So that's shooting phase done. Assaults, I don't think so. No, you've pulled out of combat. Okay, so that is it. That's the end of the turn. We'll check morale for these units. Well, they're going to be fine here. Going to pass that one. Roll up for the Scorpions quickly here. Let's roll a 6. Oh, we'll check this. Hang on a second. Yeah, oh dear. That's a disaster. That 6 becomes 11. Leadership of 8, we've lost 3. It has to be whole models, so the Scorpions are wiped out. They've lost heart here. Have given up. Didn't like being shot at by demolisher cannons. They've decided to leave, and the last of them slinking away. They don't usually do that, but they have lost their nerve here, fighting against the guard. That just leaves the Autarch here, 3 of these Fire Dragons, and then back here Prince Uriel on his own, inside a Wave Serpent with a guard squad on top of the objectives. Looking grim here for the Eldar. Still some fight left in them here. So roll dice here to see if the game continues. Let James roll up on a 3+. We will get turn 6.
2.
Oh, he's rolled a 2, and he will snatch victory here. Well deserved. So victory points then is 3 points for this one.
Yep, troops contestant. So, yeah.
Yes, and they're securing line breaker.
They are, yeah. So
Well done to them. That was a good advance from them. So a number of squads were encountered by the Eldar and stopped, but here this squad sneaked around and managed to get through. So that's good tactics there from the guard. Eldar maybe have line breaker here with the dragons. We'll just check that. We do have first blood as well. Slay the Warlord, not score by either side. So James got 3, 6 for holding his, 7 for line breaker. So yeah, just checking. The line comes across here like that, so the dragons are nowhere near the line breaker just there. So just 1 point for first blood goes to the Eldar. So 7-1 the final score. So good result there for the Guard. It is a clear win to them. So that'll rattle the Eldar. Eldar used to coasting against the Guard in the previous edition. They were channel champions. They were, but they are no longer channel champions for sure. They have been knocked down to about mid-table now, struggling. It's a challenge for the Eldar, I think. One of the more fragile unit armies, and yet... Yeah, don't have a codex yet, and they're expensive in points as well. So they are struggling at the moment, at least here on the channel. So definitely some lessons learned, some doubts cast on some units, other units doing not too bad, and still sort of working on a theme for this Eldar army as well. But in this battle, the Imperial Guard, the Astra Militarum, have succeeded and have beaten the Eldar, and they've done it well, despite the tragic loss towards the start of the game with the Shadow Sword. They recovered, kept their composure, remained calm. They fought as one, and they virtually destroyed this Eldar force, but ultimately achieving victory by securing both of the objectives. So well done to James. It's a good list. Here's a nasty list. We may well, he likes it. Yeah, we may well see it again. The Russes are good. No, they are good. Yeah. So we may well see it again in another game. Maybe taking on a different force. The only way is up now for the Guard. They are in the ascendancy here on both of the channels. But great game. It's very enjoyable to play. Different style there from the Eldar, but it's still an enjoyable game for sure. There it is. Keep a lookout for more battle reports. Check out Striking Scorpion 82 Plus. It's now on Vimeo on demand. So you can go on there and get double the Striking Scorpion 82 content. And then it supports and helps me produce more videos as well. But there it is. Great game. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time. Right, so units of the game. For the Eldar, I'm going to give it to the Scorpions because they disrupted the Guard for half of the game. They forced James to manoeuvre and to deploy in a certain way. That was good, that brought disruption, and then when they finally did get their charge, they were pretty impressive, they did okay. But Eldar units generally struggling, I think, is safe to say, yeah. The combined, maybe not unit of the game, but weapon of the game is the Bright Lance for sure.
Oh, Bright Lance.
It is. It is good. Okay, and then for the Guard, James is going to give it to the Russes here. They really were good. They won in the game. Yeah. They were good. Okay, so regular lean Russes here. Different configurations James used. He likes a tank commander. Okay, but all three of those Russes were pretty good. They get unit of the game for the Guard.